John here's lick of the day number 64. This is an Yngwie style shred lick, and as usual you can find a link to the tabs in the description below or by clicking right here on the screen. I'm going to play it once slowly and then break it down. We start here on the 14th fret of the A string. Right, so this one uses the B Aeolian scale or B natural minor, and I'm going to break it down into three sections. So we have the first section here. We have the scale section, and then we have the single string picking thing section as well. So we start here with this 5-string arpeggio. It's based on this bar chord shape with the root on the A string. So we're gonna go 14, 17, 16, 16, 15, 14, and then 19. And I pick this like this: down, hammer, down, 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 up. And from here we're gonna go down in groups of 4 in 2 positions. So we're gonna go from this note. So we ended up with an upstroke here. Pull off, up, up. Then we move down to this inversion. So we have the pinky where we used to have the index finger. So we have 14 with a downstroke, pull off, and then up, up here on. So we got 10, 12, and 11. And then we do that again, but now we're going to go down a full 6-string shape. So that's going to be based on a 6-string bar chord with the addition of the 10th fret of both E strings. So again, we're coming from here, a downstroke, down, pull off, up, 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 down. So again, and from this note, ended up with a downstroke. You're gonna transition into the alternate pick run with some legato. This not only sounds good, but it's also slightly easier to play. So if you want to pick everything, it's fine as well, but I think it just sounds better as a transition, and just happens to be a bit easier to play as well. So downstroke, hammer, hammer, and then from here it's all alternate picking. So starting with a downstroke here, and the shape here is going to be, we have 7, 9, 10 on the E and A string, and we're going to have 7, 9, 11 on the D and G. Then we're going to have another double whole steps here on the B string. So it's 8, 10, 12, and then finally we have 9, 10, 12 on the high E string. So if we put that together, so downstroke, hammer, hammer, and then alternate pick starting with a downstroke. Down, up, down. And from this point, we're going to go into this trademark Yngwie ascending groups of 4 sequence. And just going to show you the notes here first, and then we can apply the sequence on each group of 3. So we have 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, and 19. So again, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, 19. You should be fairly obvious when you play it, or if you play a wrong note, I think. It's going to stick out quite spectacularly. So from here, we're going to apply this sequence. If we number the notes from left to right, 1, 2, 3, the sequence goes 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we do that on each group of 3 notes here. So put it all together. And the key to getting this to sound good, besides obvious things like synchronization, is to try to minimize the type of sound when you shift position. So it should be a position shift, not a slide. So, right? It's hard to minimize it, hard to eliminate it rather completely, but you can get most of it out of there, so it's not as noticeable when you play it fast. And the way to practice this is to basically use what I call transition time, where you go you play very slowly but with very fast motions. So give that a try if you haven't done it before. That will also help your synchronization a lot. So once we reach the 19th fret here with a downstroke, we're going to go down the same arpeggio we started with. So ended up here on the 14th fret, and then I just slide. So I basically start picking here and then slide into the note, the 27th fret, and then bend that up to the root. And that's a very Yngwie-esque thing to do. And it sounds great. So try that. All right, once more all together. Right, so practice-wise, besides the tips I gave here on the single string stuff, is to make sure you're comfortable with each section. And they can go from each section into the next, so you get that overlap, meaning that you shouldn't stop here. This is technically the last note of the section, and the new section starts here. But you should always go this far. And then overlap this. Even though when you go from this ascending scale into the ascending groups of 4, you wouldn't double pick this note, but you still want to play this note to end the section and to start the next section. Because if you have the sections like this, first, second, and third, for example, and you always play this one until the last note of that section, and then you start this one on the first note of this section until the last note of this section, you never get to experience the transition between them. And that can really make it difficult to put it all together. So always do that when you divide things up into sections. So I like to think of it as x plus 1, meaning x meaning however many notes you have in one section, and then plus 1 is the next note of the next section. All right, that's it for this one. Hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff. And if you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.